Hi everyone, this is Shirley from Shirley's World, and this is a total new experience for me because I am using my new MacBook to do this live. I don't have to use my iPhone and record it out here anymore. I'm assuming this camera is going to be good for the money I paid for this thing. I see where the camera is. I wasn't even sure where the camera was on this, but it's the same place as on my big computer up there. So anyway, this lighting is not good, but I can't help it. I have too many new things going on here. So yes, I changed my clothes. I didn't like how all that gray was looking. It doesn't matter to anybody else, but it matters to me. So I have my tea here. My MacBook is sort of sitting up here, not really sturdy. I like where I can change where the screen is though. How's that? Okay, I have a cup of tea. It's loose tea, and I have a little tea ball with the loose tea in it. And this is called, somebody gave me this recently, and I can't for the life of me remember who. That's terrible. It's number 6 Depot, and it's called Rose Kongu. So just having, it's pretty good. I've had it several times already. And a couple little butter cookies before dinner. So I wrote down things I wanted to chat about here. Yesterday was the day that my cleaning girl came with 2 of her sons to help me clean the chicken coop out, the spring cleaning for the chicken coop. We almost missed spring since it rained so much. There weren't any good days, but yesterday was a good day. And because tomorrow is the start of summer already. We've hardly had spring that wasn't cold and wet. But we had a good day yesterday to clean the coop and the run. So we got that all done, and it's done till late fall now. Again, I clean it really good twice a year, and thank goodness she helps me because my coop has a linoleum floor in it just for that reason. And she thinks we ought to cover, the walls are covered with a fiberboard and painted. She thinks I ought to cover the walls with a smooth plywood so it'd be easier to scrub. She scrubs the floor and everything. She cleans it better than I would, but that's just how she is. Her sons did the chicken run, the ones that's attached right to the coop. You have to shovel that out, the shavings and everything, and put all new shavings in. So that's all done. And the little boy, who's just 8, he was here too. And he just loves the chickens. So we had a good time all day yesterday doing that kind of stuff. She's coming back next week to help me in the garden. And then also my house will need cleaning by that time. It always needs cleaning. But things I have on my list. I went to put the garage door down last night, and it bounced off of something and went back up again. So I went out there, and here there was a broom somebody stuck in the track of the garage door. So it threw off the garage door. It threw it all off kilter. It was all crooked, so it wouldn't close, it wouldn't open, it wouldn't do anything. Thank goodness it was open. So today I had to call a garage door company, garage door fix-it person. And they came right out. They came out within a couple hours. Really nice guy. And I kept his card because I'm going to call him from now on if something needs done. He not only fixed that, he also changed the bulbs, made it brighter in there. He oiled and lubed up the garage door so it's real quiet now. So that probably needed done anyway. So anyway, that broom in the track of the garage door cost me $137. But he fixed other things too. Last night, I was about to let the dog out. I've been letting him out on a rope for the last 2 days because, number one, he killed a baby bird. Now, I'm not sure whether he killed it or the cat got it, and then he was running around with it. But he did kill a squirrel, a little red squirrel, because I was so upset with him. I know he's a hunting dog. It's in his blood, and on top of that, he's a bird dog. But I was letting him out on a rope the last 2 days so he wouldn't do any more damage. And I went to let him out, and I saw the cutest thing ever. I saw a mommy skunk followed by a little tiny baby, this big. She was leading him from back over where my compost pile is, up my driveway to the back of my property. And she'd go like 2 feet and turn around and go back and check on the little baby. And then she'd run 2 feet and go back and check on the baby, make sure the baby was following, I guess. So they got back there, went into the woods, and I saw a bunch of rustling over by my compost pile. I look over there, and there's 3 more little babies. And they're just hopping around having a fit because mommy just took off with one of the babies. So they finally got quiet over there. But I couldn't let the dog out, of course. And I kept watching for her because evidently she was looking for a new place to put the babies. So pretty soon she came back and she got the 3 babies. And I got that part, at least part of it, on video, where she was leading the 3 babies to the back where she was going to put them, wherever she did. So I hope they're safe. I hope they're out of the way of my dog. He can't get back that far. And I don't want to run into any skunks, of course, but they are the cutest animals, I have to say, if you're not within shooting distance of them. But that was just the cutest thing I ever saw, her leading that little baby. But anyway, my chickens, I'll tell you about my chicken. I have one chicken, Daisy. It's the rebel chicken. She always flies out of the run. Always. My poultry netting fencing, like I said, is only a suggestion to her. She can fly over it. And she has taught another couple to fly over it too. But this morning, she kept flying over it and flying over it. And I kept hearing her go into the coop that's in the middle of the yard, where I let them go in the yard. And she was making a terrible noise in there. I mean, you would have thought it was a raccoon or something. That's how much noise she was making. It was just her. So I went over and quietly opened the door to that part, that protected part inside the little coop. And she's in there scraping and making a nest. And so I shoot her out of there, and she went back in with the rest of the flock. And I put more shavings in that part because evidently she wants to nest over there. That's where she wanted to lay an egg. So I put more nesting material in, and pretty soon she flew over. She flew out of the run and went back over there, and I just left her alone. When she was done, she came back and flew into the run with the rest of the chickens. She's just on her own, I guess. So I went over, and there she laid. She's an Easter egger. She laid a beautiful blue egg in that other house. So maybe she wants a house of her very own. I don't know. But that's yesterday sometime I hurt my thumb joint here. I can barely pick up anything. I don't know what I did to it yesterday, but it's very painful, especially when I go to do something. I'm sure it has to do with my arthritis I'm getting in my hands. But I have to be careful when I pick up anything that I pick it up with both hands till this gets better. I don't know what I did. I also got my oil bill that tells me how much they want my budget to be. I get one of these twice a year because I'm on the budget payment, and oil is about the most expensive way to heat there is. They want me to pay $405 every single month, even in the summertime, as my budget payment. And it's always high, what they tell me. But I will call them and tell them what I would like to pay. And they let me do that because I don't have any trouble paying the big amount, because twice a year they send you a bill for the amount you owe then, because probably isn't going to be enough. If I pay $250 a month, it probably isn't going to be enough, and then I will have to make up the difference, which I would rather do it that way than to have this big bill every single month. That's how I've been doing it for the last 5 years, and they see that it's no problem for me to do it that way, so they let me do it. So I have to call her tomorrow and talk to her. It's the same lady I talk to twice a year. So let me see. Those things that I showed you from Jennifer's haul, those white things, I didn't notice when I was showing them to you, but they all had sort of a real light pink cast, like somebody had washed them with something pink or red. You know how you do? So I am washing them. They also smelled musty, so they were going to get washed anyway. I put a lot of OxyClean in, and if that doesn't take that pink cast out, I will have to bleach them and try to get it out. It doesn't really show up on camera, but when you see them, it does have that pinkish cast. And that also that silk shirt that I can't wash, it sort of had that musty smell too. So I called the dry cleaner, and it will cost me $6.50 to have that pink blouse cleaned. Now, I will only get about $45 for that Theory blouse. That's if I don't take any best offers. If I put it on for that and just wait. But I don't know whether to do that, or you can buy some things to do it in your washing machine. I don't know how it works. It's for things that need dry cleaned. I'll have to look up about that. I don't know if anybody's used that. If anybody's used that, you're having your second coffee with caramel creamer plus 2 brownies. Ooh, brownie bites. Well, that sounds delicious. You're having coffee and I'm having my tea. Let me take my little tea ball out here before it gets too strong. I already put sugar in here. There's always some escapees when you have loose tea. There's some little tea leaves in there, but that's okay. This is a real flowery type of tea. It's good. It's different than I usually drink, though. I had made notes on here what to talk about, but I think I've pretty much covered it. How does the camera look on this Mac book? First of all, what I have this sitting on is crooked. I feel like I'm tilting. Does it look like I'm tilting? Vicky Bluebird. I see that you subscribe to me. Thank you so much for doing that. You've washed silk blouses with baby shampoo and air dry them. There's some websites that explain how to hand wash silk. All right, I will look that up because I really don't want to pay. I've already, through Jennifer's boxes, probably paid about $4 or $5 for that blouse. So I don't want to really take it to the cleaners. I'm straight on here. We're good. This solves a lot of problems. Of course, I can't take this out with me outside and do things, but I can do live videos any place in the house other than at my desk in there. So that's good. So yeah, this is very handy. I love my new MacBook. I'm learning how to use the touchpad. Every once in a while, I do something. I go too close to the edge when I'm listing, and it does something. I haven't decided what it's doing, but it turns off. It puts me on a whole other page, and I have to go back and find it in the drafts. Makes me say a bad word when that happens. So I haven't learned how to not do that yet. So with the touchpad, but it's getting a little more familiar when I'm trying to do everything, all my listing on it to learn it. So I will look up how to wash silk, hand wash silk, and I will try it on that blouse. So that's about all I had to say as far as my tea time stories. I'm glad that I got my garage door fixed so quickly and that it didn't take 2 or 3 days to come, because I don't like to keep the garage door open and have any animals living in there, because that's where my chicken coop is. They can't really get into my chicken coop. I'm pretty sure it's like Fort Knox. But I had a raccoon living in my garage for the longest time in the winter time when my cat used to live out there, because there was cat food out there. So the raccoon was also living out there and up in the rafters. And he'd come down and eat the cat food too. But now that my cat, Mama Cat's in the house all the time, I don't have to have any food out. So the raccoon has not been living in my garage anymore, which is good. It's not good to mix chickens and raccoons. So, or skunks. But skunks are more, they don't attack the chickens as much as they eat the eggs if they can get to them. But they couldn't get into the coop to get the eggs because that's all locked up. They could get into the coop in the middle of the yard, though, if I don't get that egg out. If Daisy decides that that's where she's going to lay her eggs all the time, I have to make sure I check that every single day to get her egg. So I think I will close and continue to drink my tea and eat my cookies. And I know I promised a what's sold video. Here it is, the 20th of already. I will try to get that done. It's just, I put it off because I hate to sit there and do those tabs. Put those tabs up to do it. But if it goes any further, I may have to do the whole month of May instead of just the first half, or June. I mean June. If it comes toward the end of June, I may just pick and choose the things I want to show for the month of June and just do it at the end. So I'm going to close for now, and I will be back in a couple days. Bye.